Okay, so I want to show you some stuff that I found, right? Now, you guys know how I feel about it, the whole name thing. I always look at it like this. If King James was of indigo hue, right, and his name was James, or however they pronounced it, right? Something about the idea that these English names are the white man's. Like, I look at it like this, right? There's the episode on Criminal Minds where this killer is going around breaking into people's homes that don't have dogs and securities and spotlights and stuff like that, killing the residents, and then living like them for a few days until the train that he's hopping, on to get from town to town leaves. But the meanwhile, while he's, after he's killed the people that live there, he's wearing their clothes, he's answering their mail, he's eating their food, all those things. That's how I look at, our status and situation. I look at the same thing with King James. The people sitting in England calling themselves, the royal family, we know they're not the royal family, right? And to me, they're acting in that manner. So to me, I'm looking at these last names that they tell us, belong to the white man and so on and so forth. And I get that with the patent the Queen has on it, but I still want to break down these names. My sister mentioned something to me. She's working with some people, and they're confirming some of the stuff that Lex Will taught and others about how people from Russia and in the Czechoslovakia, the Republic of Czechoslovakia, they're over there. They're pale-faced as can be, but yet they call each other black. And they said that to my sister when she was working with them, that she was shocked because it came out of nowhere. Like they were like, one guy's talking about where's the black woman at, and everyone's thinking they're talking about my sister. He's like, no, she ain't black, and they stunned. But we know what they're talking about, right? We know the etymology of black. And she pointed something out. She said, they said Melvin's a Jewish name, right? Now I'm like, you studied the origin of that, along with other names like what was it? The name Willis, Bruce Willis, and all that, right? Willis was one of the ways when you break down Willis, it means Gad. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you because I know this. Look at this, right? Let me show you. Because at first I thought, maybe she was off a rocker. Because I ain't never heard of Melvin meaning, I had this up there too. I already had this up here. Alright. Okay, so we got this here. Now watch this. Watch this. Let's flip Melvin off. Now look at that. Now I could not figure out why they said Melvin can also translate into David and Yehuda. I'm like, well, how are they doing that? Because when you look Melvin up, it only means, in English, mill worker. In France, bad town. To the Irish, it means chief. To the Celtics, it means leader. And then Native Americans, it means chief once again. So I'm like, okay, let's look into these, because I'm going through here, I'm putting all these different names in here, looking them up, and I'm getting, some give more results than others. Like if you type in David, David won't give you any of this stuff. So I had to hit up Vincent, and Vincent told me something interesting. I didn't think about this at all. He said, look up the characteristics of the name and match it to what they're trying to say. Look up the characteristics of the name Melvin and match it to what they're saying, these names are. So this is what I found, right? Let's see. So the first name we had was Amit. It says it means friend in Hebrew. Well, Melvin means friend, wise, counsel. There was another thing. I can't remember what it was. Something else, leader, something like that. So I'm like, okay, when Vincent said to do that, that's where I'm like, all right, that's how they're doing it. Because the name can't translate into Hebrew, but they're using the characteristics of the name to translate. So I'm like, okay, let's check this. Let's see, get rid of this. Don't need that no more. We already seen the one of the parts of the name was the Yehuda. It's another name, modern for Hebrew for Yehuda and all that. But that's one of the ones that stopped me there too. I'm like, okay, so this name is supposed to be this European name. How come there's this side of it that says it's if we find out where the link is, it's gonna take you to Judah and Yehuda. And then it dawned on me too. Vincent sent a video a while back where it was Negroes versus Africans, and they get to the part where the guy's explaining that it was the descendants of Judah who went and established Europe. So that's why I'm like, all right, we need to examine these names a little bit closer. I'm not saying that, if you're named Melvin, you're Judah. But I'm saying, look at these names. You know what I'm saying? Before we just discard them. What was another name they had there? We had David. David means good friend and beloved by God. We all know that. What was the other name they had there? What was let me see here. Okay, let's see this. That's what it was. That's what it was. Hold on. See if I can find it here. Sorry, I had it all these windows already open. G-E. There we go. That was the other name it gave us, right? G-E-D-A-L-Y-A. Let's see here. See that? So once again, the flip side is to it, how is this quote-unquote English name leading back to this, right? And I want to show you something else. This is crazy because this is where it ends. Now, when you look up the name Melvin, they're gonna give you this of some sort. Shoot, it was on here. I'll find it again. But I'll do my best to leave all these in the description box too. What was the other name here? There was oh yeah, the one with the O. You're gonna like this. You're gonna like this one. The name that they originally said what Melvin translates into, right? Obadiah. Had to go to this one because they didn't have one in that behind the name. Didn't have anything for it. But you see, this is that name is where the name Obadiah comes from. So when we say Obadiah, that's how they're saying it should be said, right? Let me see while we're here. We'll look up Melvin. ain't got time to go through all those. No, we ain't gonna do that then. I ain't got time to find it. I've already found it once from there. Let me see. What's another thing? You know that. I'll do this now. So my sister, she's been working on our family's genealogy. She down there, and she was getting names and information. She was able to get most of it on our dad's side. Our mom's side, they told her, you know, we ain't gonna help you. Basically, not basically. They told her they're not gonna help her because, you know, she gonna get land and money out of it, something to that effect. I know they said money, but I can't remember the exact words. They said they ain't gonna help her. She's on her own. Well, of course she's on her own. She's doing this all on her own right now. You know, like I'm up here in Pennsylvania, she down there, and she's getting all this information. And I've been working to get the death certificates of the names that she's already got for us. But the character that we last were able to trace it back to was one of our grandfathers. He lived on the census. It says he lived with a John Henry Cooper. Well, this dude right here, John Henry Cooper. Now there's multiple pictures of this dude. I think it's interesting. Like, and they don't all look alike either. Now I'm not saying we are descendant of him because we're still trying to figure stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at me, you look at that, you know. But I think it's a shame. If I find I'm gonna see if I can find the other photos of him. We got him and his wife. And they dressed in their war uniforms for the government. So he said there he worked alongside Andrew Jackson. I even found one article. Someone was posting that this is the dude responsible for signing was it the Red Rabbit Treaty or something to that effect? The Dancing Rabbit Treaty to send Indians, right, west of the Mississippi to a land that was inhabited by the Plains Indians. And the Plains Indians were hostile to the Indians over here, right? Just like when we found with the black and blue, the Indigo Menquez Indians, right? How they said their land was in the west, but the only reason they were over here and around Lake Erie and all that was that their enemies were now in the west. So this guy, like I said, let me see. There's another photo of him. Let me see if we can pull it up. Oh, dude. Now I ain't gonna go through all these to try to find it. But I got more than one photo of this character. But there's a whole article about how his family was kicked off the Dolls Rolls, right? And it was only because of his descendants appealing it. See, they appealed this thing for what was it, hundreds of years, 115 years it took for them appealing for the tribe to finally say, okay, we'll welcome you all back. We'll put you there. We'll recognize you on the Dolls Rolls and stuff. But this wasn't what we're looking for, but it's interesting. It's a plot twist, right? So I'll leave all this in the description box if you want to check it out. If not, I know it's not important to your journeys, but just shout out to my sister and the hard work she's doing, putting this together. And I'm on the ball trying to get, like I said, death certificates, so we can, take at least the family members that we know we can confirm. Because everybody, it was weird too, right? Everybody leading up to him looked like our dad. You know what I'm saying? Like they have melanin hue, they have afros. You know what I'm saying? Our nose shapes are different, but everybody in there had that, and they all shared the same names too. There was we have a certain family name from what my sister has put together now that's been passed down that her and myself even inherited. And I thought it was pretty cool when we figured that out. Oh, no, I'm gonna find another article. I'm gonna do a better job breaking this down because there was another one I read. Man, these fools tried to say this dude was Native American and Jewish, right?